All right. So just had to move my mic around. Um, I messed up my recording, which is fine. Not much happened in the beginning of the battle. Actually, this is turn three. Um, of my first match in my Wi-Fi league, the TBL Togepi Battle League. So all that happened here is I led Pheasantipity. I click play rough, click reflect. I then U-turned and he clicked ice cream. So that's where we are. And now I'm just gonna post match commentate. So sorry if y'all can hear that in the background, but not much I can do about it. Also, there's no audio, mostly why I messed up there. But now after this point, since he's gone on ahead and thrown up his screens, I'm sure he's gonna parting here and he's gonna switch. So I want to vote, because it's kind of free. I have this nervous twitch where I scroll through the whole menu before I actually click what I want to click. Do it every time. So the parting shots right here lowers our special attack and our attack. Ron James goes back to Charlie. And the outcomes you seen both. And both the Gaptos. We just get a quick volt switch. We knew this was ground Terra, so it's good that we volted there for it to ground Terra. Knowing that it's ground Terra, I should have gone into Belly. However, I didn't want to risk the Thunderous Kick and then just be in a terrible spot. I contemplate Mirror for a moment, but then we just send out Gathering Fire Dome. I've got to find out if this is Scarf or Ban, and to see if I can burn it or another. So I brought the Burning Bulwark. I also brought it for the Palafin that he brought. He did bring Palafin. His team actually consists of pairing right here, which good Terra. Bit of Terra here. This is where he's supposed to. But his team was a Palafin, Zapdos, Galar, Raikou, Torkoal, Gengar, and Grimmsnarl. And my team here, as I protect on that Terra Blast, here's where I have to find out whether it's banned or scarfed. So I just contemplate what I click for a second and I end up just clicking Dragon Dance. But my team, you guys saw it in the video already, was a Regilucky, Pheasantipity, Dodging Fire, Iron Crown, Titan with Water Terra, and the Hisuian Zoroark. I think that looking back at it now, that's clearly Scarf damage. And even one speed boost because I sped crapped on this Pokemon. One speed boost for me was not enough to be faster than the Zapdos cap, which sucks. But I didn't know that in the beginning, so here we are. Yeah, this is where I was just trying to find out if it was Scarf or not. So I found out it was Scarf. We're built to outspeed a band if he had a band, but didn't. So Found out that it's scarfed, and now that we know that it's scarfed, this is free in the belly. Now, nothing on his team really appreciates a icicle crash. That's what I'm checking now is the calcs, and nothing appreciates an icicle crash whatsoever. Terra. Just in case for some reason this isn't Terra Choice Scarf. But we click icicle crash every time. Charlie sends out Joe Burrow, who's the Raikou. And this is where my Terra goes off. Now, this isn't the greatest Terra against a electric type, but he didn't have the electric type out, so we're fine. Still get a free icicle crash as long as we don't miss. We land it. We actually do more than half. Great. He's got lefties, but at this point, I know he's not going to survive a second one. This is sheer force choice man. Belly, so my decision making in game takes a little bit longer than it does when I'm talking, so right, we are. And this was kind of a greedy play to click Calm Mind. I know you got the leftovers, but you're still outsped anyway. You should have just evolved to the volt switched out, and that would have been way better. My screens are down. He sends out LeBron James. I still don't know what the fourth move on this. I'm afraid of T-Wave. He's going to put the Reflect up either way, so I probably should have gotten my chip right here, and it would have been the end of Grimmsnarl. However, I go ahead and I make the switch, and I'm pretty sure I switch into Pheasantipity here. Oh, or I switch to the fastest mon in the game. Shows up Reflect. Ice cream. I'm trying to decide. I brought the Ancient Power boost. Ancient Power. Because the only other thing I could run on this is Terra Blast, and I can't Terra this Pokemon. I just Volt Switch here. I know he wants to put up his screens. Puts his screens up. We Volt. Get a good little bit of chip. And now we can safely go into Belly, but that's not what I do whatsoever, because I'm still scared of Thunderwave. I'm going to Wings. And here we're just going to click Beat Up. Just looking at the team, it'll only be 5. That's still 5 hits to possibly get my Toxic Chain. 30% 5 times. So we got to get it eventually, right? Here he goes out into his Gyarados. He's now taking a Beat Up. That's 3 hits. That's 4 hits. 5 hits. And on the 5th hit, get the Toxic Chain. Right, now I'm trying to figure out what to do here. I know I have the shotgun on Reggie Lucky, but he's not really gonna take any hits. I know this is choice scout, but it's gotta be maxed back. I don't really have a switch in Zapdos. That's ground Terra. So here I am just trying to decide what to. I don't have a switch. Get a thunderous kick here. So if I'm not mistaken, I actually stay in, and I just use this. And he does thunderous kick here. Thunderous kick does nothing. Good, we trapped him into that. We also do nothing back to him with the U-turn, but that's okay. We just wanted to get some chip. But now that we know he's locked into thunderous kick here, this is the easy switch in the mirror. And I have mirror as the Cobalion. Sorry, Iron Crown. Because felt better to have Cobalion in the back. Probably could have some Titan, but we made our decision already. So now I'm just trying to figure out how much Shadow Ball does to every other Pokemon. This is choice specs. This will work. So I'm going to kill the Gyarados one way or another. He switches out. He goes on to Sheldon the Gourmet, who was the Squircle. It was not Dro, which I would have rather do not bring the Torkoal than anything. I was actually expecting you to bring something other than the Torkoal, like Walking Weight kind of did its thing against me. But I see why you brought it with the White Smoke. If you were going to bring it, you might as well bring it with White Smoke. There's no point in bringing Drought when I have a Gouging Fire who got a booster energy, but what it is. I don't want to risk him doing damage, but there's also not a good switch because the Torkoal actually does kind of go crazy in my team once my Gouging Fire is gone. So we're just going ahead and click Shadow Ball. Did a good chunk. I can't tell if that's a good investment or not, but I don't think so. Pretty sure it's just HP and attack. But yeah, we go ahead and kill an entire Pokemon without revealing who we are. That's awesome. I also really wanted his rocks up because that was crazy. Here we've got Tyreek Hill, the Palafin. And honestly, I have decided at this point, Mirror has done all that it could. So we are going to get our chip on Tyreek Hill here. Because I don't want him to flip turn and get momentum. Looking at the rest of his team, the only thing that appreciates the Shadow Ball is a Grimmsnarl. But he doesn't want to ever bring this in, risking it being actually Iron Crown. So we find out now that I'm Hisuian Zoroark. Tyreek Hill goes back to Charlie. He brings out Usain Bolt. Once again, I don't have a good switch. I know he's going to Terra Ground, but wow. He's going to Terra Blast Ground here. So I'm just going to let him do it and lock himself into it. We just didn't have a good switch. I brought Shuckleberry on my Regieleki. on the off chance something else had a ground type move. But I also made it so that Regieleki outsped anything with the choice scarf. I was 1 point faster than his fastest Pokemon, which is his Raikou. So that's what I did. I go into Regieleki here. So we got the Toxic off. And go enough to where we rapid spin and just now nothing without priority is faster than me. So brings LeBron James back out, and I know what I did here. I remember in hindsight, I should have clicked Volt Switch and gone into something else. However, I wanted to risk it. I wanted to get the Ancient Power boost. So I threw up the Ancient Power. And we didn't get the boost. Now I just Volt Switch out. Parting Shot. Grim stayed around a lot longer than it needed to. The Scary Grim. Here he sends out Brown Super Bowl with Gengar. We Volt Switch and get a good little chunk off. Here, this is part of the reason why I brought Beat Up. I also brought it for the Metagross, which he didn't bring. I know it would have poisoned either one of them, but getting 6 Beat Ups off on Pokemon that it's weak to, would have been great. He Will-O-Wisp me's here, and that kind of sucks, but the Beat Up is still doing more damage than I expected even after the Willow. So we're gonna get 4 off here, which is really good. Now he doesn't know that I'm AV here, so I just click Beat Up again. Click Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball kind of did negative damage, so now my Beat Up gets disabled mid move, but it doesn't cancel. Good. Now we're burned still. Now we have the choice of Ewing or fucking Poison Jab. Still don't know what item this thing is, so this whole time I'm trying to figure it out. No item. So here to prevent anything crazy, I just jab. If he goes and Destiny Bonds, he Destiny Bonds. He actually just Sludge Bomb. Actually did more damage than the Shadow Ball, which he should have clicked in the first place. And actually died to a Life Orb. Now Pheasantipity is basically in the ground. We just need to go on ahead and at this point let it go. We have to swing here at Tyreek Hill. I'm pretty sure we just click Poison Jab. Yeah, have to swing at it because if he doesn't Jet Punch and he bulks up, it's really scary. One bulk up actually would have ran through my team. Bulk up would have won him the game. So I'm scared. That was really scary in mock. So I go into this, and this is an easy click because his other Pokemon's almost dead. We click Thunderbolt. No? Yeah. Click Thunderbolt. Jet punches. Gets a crit. According to the calcs, it mattered. I don't know how much it really did. I know Regieleki isn't the bulkiest Pokemon, but I don't know. He maybe could have ate the hit. Never got to see the Shadow Berry get activated, which is what it is. But now we just need to figure out what we go into. Go out into the Iron Crown. And from here, Volt Switch is pretty easy to just click. RAV for a reason. Don't ask me what the reason is. I don't remember. It was probably the fight back against Gengar. Ron James comes out. We just Yui or to the Volt back into our Terra Belly. Light screen wore off, and we don't want him to throw up his stuff again. So we have to Ice Shard. He doesn't throw up his Reflect, which is really good. Doing a lot of debating on what to do here when I just forget I'm Sheer Force Iceman. Sheer Force Banded Ice Shard. Takes a lot of damage. He basically ends himself clicking Wave Crash here. If he had close combat, that probably would have been better, but he probably didn't want to drop his stats, which I understand. Yeah, we just click Ice Shard again here, and that's the game. You've knocked out all of his Pokemon. Did everything that we needed to. Beat Charlie. And so that was a great game. GG's to you, Charlie. Really fun, really hard to prep for your team, honestly. Glad we got this first week over. GG's once again, and that's it. Peace out.